Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to Stories from the North Pole Live. I'm so excited to see you all here. We have a wonderful, wonderful show today. But before we start, can you please enter, in the comments, where you're watching from and who you are, so we can give a little extra time to our friends to join in. Okay. So uh, today, you know how we always get letters from Santa with children asking them, that about questions and things like that. So if you wanna please send a letter, email, or tell your parents to send it. Here's my email. So usually what I do is my little elves, they print the letter. I have Jingles printing the letter. I have Lumi sorting all the letters in a nice pile because she's really organized. And I have Spike. Well, Spike, he tries to help. He's a nice elf. He tries to help, but sometimes he puts his letters upside down. Oh my goodness. So before I read the letters, see, I think I have somebody here in the comments. Hold on. Oh, hi. It says, hi, Santa. Oh, hi. And then it says, so let me, and what I do is this, I, this is my Santa mail bag. Okay. And let's see what we have here. Let me see. I think I got some. Let's see what little Spike did because he puts them upside down. See, I got one. Hold on. Hi, Spike. I need to talk to you about this. One. Here we go. Okay. Let me see. Oh, hi, Lupi. She's watching all the way from Houston. Oh, hello. Francisco, too. Oh, hi, Francisco. So let's see what we have here. This is from Robin. Let's see what Robin says. And please continue putting on the comments, where are you watching from? Let's see. Hi, Santa. I have a question. Do you go on vacation with Mrs. Claus or by yourself? Oh, well, let me tell you, Robin. Usually, me and Mrs. Claus, we go on vacation at the beginning of the year because that's when everything, gets kind of slow and stuff like that. But you know what? I'm happy you asked the questions because the other day, Mrs. Claus says, Santa, I think you need a vacation. And I said, oh, we're going to go on vacation, dear? I said, no, 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 no. You're going to go on vacation. Me? By myself? Yes. You know why? Because you're kind of grumpy. You're working too hard and you get a little grumpy. Me grumpy? Yes, you grumpy. You're kind of getting grumpy. I said, okay, dear, I'm going to go on vacation. Where do you want me to go? You should go camping. Camping? Yes. So what she did, she packed, she got a backpack and she put a water for hydration, a little suntan, some, lotion. So she said, I don't want you to get burned, sunburn. And she did. She gave me a little compass. Oh my goodness. Let me show you the compass. Really nice. And she goes, listen, dear, make sure you take this compass because I don't want you to get lost. I said, dear, me get lost? Yes, you. No, no, no. Really? Remember last time we went to visit our friends? I said, yes. Remember, you were going from one side to another, and I said, dear, are you lost? And you says, no, dear. Okay. And about 5 minutes later, I ask you, dear, are you lost? Yes, dear. See, I told you to bring the compass. Yes, I know, dear. So now I have my compass and I'm going to go camping. This is the first time I'm going to go. Santa's going to go camping. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. So probably next time it will be my story about camping, what I learned over there. Okay. But sometimes we don't want to, admit that we're lost. And we want to say, no, we're not lost. Yes, we are. But it's always, it's nothing wrong to get lost, but as long as we ask for help and directions, because we need that. We don't want to be so, proud, like, because we're males and we don't never get lost. Okay. That's what Mrs. Claus said. So just listen to Santa, okay? If you get lost, ask for directions. Thank you. Thank you, Ryan, for this question. Now, let me see. I have this from Alexander. Let's see what Alexander says. Oh, he says, hi, Santa, from Moreno Valley, Priscilla. Oh, hi, Priscilla. And let me see here. There we go. Dear Santa, my question is, do you eat healthy? Do you eat healthy foods? And do you exercise? That's a good question. I do eat healthy. Well, I do. Mrs. Claus always says, Santa, don't forget to eat your vegetables and your fruit. What about my cookies? No, 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 no. First your vegetables and then fruit and then cookies. So vegetables, I eat my carrots, my tomatoes, and broccoli. Oh, I know, broccoli, huh? But if you haven't tried broccoli, you should try it before you said no. It tastes good. And of course, fruit, my banana, apple, and some grapes, because it's good for your body. Healthy body, healthy mind. And for exercise, yes, I go do exercise. Me and Mr. Claude, we walk around the village, a little exercise. And it's good for you because, exercise keep your body healthy and you energize for whatever you want to do during the day. And plus, remember, it's the only body that we have, so we need to keep it healthy. Oh my goodness. Thank you very much, Alexander, for this wonderful question. Now, let me see. I think the last one from Susie. Let's see, Susie. Hold on. What's Susie saying? Let me get it over here. Okay. Hi, Santa. This question is for Mrs. Claus. And I'm here in New York. Oh, she's watching from New York. Oh, hi, Susie from New York. Can you please ask Mrs. Claus to tell us who's the real boss in the North Pole? I am Susie. Well, okay. Let me ask Mrs. Claus, okay? But you know what, Susie? What I'm going to do? I'm going to get a hold of her. I'm going to reach her through the intercom, okay? Instead of giving you the answer next week or whenever I see you, I'm going to use the intercom, all right? Hold on. Hi, dear. Are you there? Let's see what she says. It takes a while, intercom. Let me see. Dear, are you there? She's busy probably, huh? She doesn't want to talk to me. Dear.
Oh, I'm here, dear. It's always a delight to chat, even if it takes a second. What can I help with now?
Dear, I received a letter from a wonderful girl, Susie, all the way from New York. And she said, can you please ask Mrs. Claus to tell everybody Who's the real boss in the North Pole? She's gonna say me. I hope so.
Well, Susie, I'll let you in on a little secret. Santa handles the sleigh and toys, but I keep everything organized because, well, sometimes Santa might forget a few things. Between you and me, shh, I'm really the boss. But don't tell Santa.
Dear, I heard that.
Oh dear, I think I smell the cookies in the oven. I better make sure they don't burn. Susie, thank you for your question, dear. And everyone, remember, be kind, listen to your parents and teachers, and always believe in yourself. Bye for now.
Oh, thank you, dear. And you know what? Please send me some wonderful cookies you're making, okay? Because Santa's getting hungry right now. My stomach is going like.
Oh, of course, dear. But only after dinner, you know that. I'll save you a couple of the best ones. Now I better dash. Bye, dear.
Thank you, dear. Bye. Oh, my intercom is going crazy here. Let me see. There we go. It's working. Sometimes it works. Intercom. There we go. Okay. But you know, my friends, she's really the boss. Okay. And you know why? Because every time Mrs. Claus tells the elves, can you come and help me? You know what they do? They jump straight to it. They go straight to her and they help her. But when I ask my elves, excuse me, can you come and help me? They say, oh yes, Santa, let me finish this and I'll be there in a minute. Then minute turns in 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and 5 minutes. But but you know what? That's true, because when Mrs. Claus asks Santa to do something, he goes straight to help her. Otherwise, no cookies for Santa. Thank you, Susie, for your wonderful question. Okay, I hope that this answer whatever you were looking for. And yes, she's the boss. So now, my really friends, are you really ready for our wonderful guest? But you know what? Before I introduce our wonderful guest, 2 weeks ago, Santa decided to visit elementary school. And when he was there, he met with 3 wonderful children, Ocean, Sky, and Ricky. And all of them, they had a question for Santa. It's like, Santa, Ocean said, I'm going to be a professional athlete. Why do I need school for? Okay. And then Sky says, Santa, I want to be a cheerleader. I want to be a ballet dancer. Why do I need homework? Why do I need math? His question. And then Ricky goes, Santa, I'm going to be a video game creator. Video game creator. It's a good one. What do I need school for? But you know what, my little friends? School is part of your life. It helps you become who you want to be. It teaches you a lot of things. It teaches you to grow, to learn, to believe in yourselves, all that. So Santa only can give you a nice advice, okay? Because Santa is not a teacher. So for that reason, guess what? I invited a wonderful elementary school teacher that she can answer all the children's questions. And are you guys ready for this? Can you please, let's give them a warm welcome to, let me see, Miss Swaim. Hello, Miss Swaim. How
Hi,
are you
Santa.
today?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Oh my goodness, we're so happy that you're here. But you know what? I forgot something. My little friends, can we give a big, big round of applause to Miss Swaim, please? So, how are you today, Miss Swaim?
I'm good. It's a little hot here in California. Wondering, what is it like in the North Pole today?
You know what? It's kind of cold,
Oh,
but it's good. It's good for hot cocoa.
yes, this
Yes.
is true.
So
Very cool.
probably if I was there, I would be melting myself.
You would definitely need a change of an outfit. Yes, absolutely.
you know, last time I went to elementary school,
Mhm.
there were some children. They have some questions. But before we start that, can
Yeah.
you please tell us a little bit about you, please? Your journey. How did you became this wonderful teacher that you are? And can you please tell the audience, please?
Yeah. Well, my name is Mrs. Swaim, and I have been teaching now for 13 years.
Oh,
Yeah. I am a wife and a dog mom of 6 dogs. I don't have as many reindeer as you, Santa, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Yeah. And so my day is filled with lots of busyness, but I've always just been in love with helping other people. I love learning and I love to challenge myself and try new things. And so yeah, so I've been a teacher and I really enjoy what I do. It brings me a lot of joy.
so what inspired you to be a teacher?
Oh gosh. So when I was 5 years old, I had a kindergarten teacher, and his son was in our class, and his son was very special, and he had Down syndrome. And so yeah, and so I loved being around someone that was unique and different and was special, and it taught me patience and understanding. And more importantly, too, I love to help people. I love to help my teachers. I was always asking what I could do in class and how I could support my teachers. It's a hard job. It's not easy. And they're often by themselves in the classroom. So I was the one that would always want to help with the bulletin boards and help with the papers and run errands. And
Oh,
so, yeah, my helper's heart just wanted to continue that journey. So I became a teacher.
oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
It has to take really a one, a big heart, a lot of, in- you know, believing in yourself, believing in helping the children, especially children, because children trust the teachers. They believe in the teachers. And you're there to help them makes the whole day or the whole journey in school or from kindergarten to elementary school, from elementary school to middle school and to high school, even college.
Yeah.
Teachers have a big, big, big part in the future of the children. Oh, thank you. That's so wonderful.
Thank you.
Last time that we spoke, I remember you said that you go from classroom to classroom, helping teachers and students in your school. So can you please tell us a little about that?
Yeah, so I'm not just an ordinary teacher,
Oh,
although all teachers are amazing, of course, but I have a specialty, and my specialty is with working with students with exceptionalities. So, students that might learn differently, or students that might have difficulties with certain areas of their learning. And it's my job to come in and to support them and to bridge that gap. So, I'm actually a special education teacher. Yeah, and so I actually get to go and work with these awesome teachers in every single grade level. They are the experts in their field, whether it's kindergarten all the way up to 5th grade. And so I get to go into their classrooms and work alongside them, and we co-teach. So we'll actually do lessons together. Sometimes we'll do small groups together, or sometimes I'll simply just come in and walk around. And I work with all students, which makes me even more special because yeah, where I teach, Santa, it's an inclusion school. So all students, no matter how they learn, we are all in the same classrooms and we are all working together to make sure that we reach our goals.
oh, that's
Yeah,
wonderful. You know what
yeah,
I like about you and what you're teaching is because you go from classroom to classroom and not helping the teachers, helping them with anything they need. Because, like you said, they're wonderful teachers, they're
hmm
awesome teachers. But sometimes each teacher or anybody else, they need a little help, a little bit, with the children and stuff like that. And that's when you come in. Oh, that's so wonderful.
Yeah,
Thank you so
absolutely.
much. And
Thank
probably the children will love that, and the teachers too makes their life more easier.
Yes. Yeah, we all need help. We all need help. And yeah, and I think in any relationship, Santa, there are strengths. Like you and Mrs. Claus, for example, it sounds like Mrs. Claus has some really good organizational skills that you might not have. And so
Yes, I know.
when you put your partnership together, magic can happen. And so I think that's how it works in the classroom as well.
Oh yes, yes. And I know Mrs. Claus is listening, so yes.
Well,
Otherwise, no cookies for me.
we want cookies.
You
Yes.
know, I know a lot of children dream because this is a conversation that I had last time that I went to elementary school. They want to be athletes. They want to be race car drivers. They want to be a movie star. They want to be singers. They want to be dancers. Any kind of career. And they always say, Santa, what do I need school for if I'm going to do this? It's not even part of what I'm going to do. Or what do I need homework? Or what do I need math? Or what do I need things like that? But for whatever their dreams they're all about.
Yeah. No, I think, our world is different. In 2026, we have a lot of really cool jobs to choose from, right? And some of those jobs are not your typical 9 to 5, go to school and get an education type of jobs. However, you'd be really surprised, Santa. Every single, I think, aspiration and dream should be paired with education. Because when you're going to school, you learn not just textbook information, which is very important, but you also learn resilience and you also learn hard work and dedication. Because when things get hard, the easy thing to do is quit. But the harder thing to do is to push forward and to try your best. So I say to anyone that has really cool dreams and might not see the importance of education, I would challenge them to find what interests them. Is it reading? Is it writing? Is it math? Is it art? Art is very special. And or is it technology? Santa, did you know that they're actually going to be asking students to do coding in high schools going forward in the near future?
Really?
Yeah. So all of those really cool technological things that students are learning are going to become a part of their everyday education and journey. And so I think it's really important for students, no matter what they want to do, to realize that in everything we do, there's probably going to be math and reading and writing. And then more importantly, to find what makes them happy and what they want to focus on so that learning is fun. Yeah.
Ms. Swaim, this is true. It's very important. No matter what your goals are, what your dreams are, you still need school for any reason because school will mold you to be who you want to be. It opens your dream, opens your mind. Even if you're not going to be a scientist, I said, what do I need math if I'm not going to be a scientist? But math sometimes is part. It teaches you, how to do things is part of the life.
Yeah.
Anything.
Like cookies, for instance, Santa. I know Mrs. Claus probably uses a measuring cup and she has to measure out all those ingredients for your cookies. And that's actually math. That's fractions.
You're right. So even if you said I'm going to be a chef, what do I need math or what do I need, reading skills or English? Well, you need to read the instructions. You need
Absolutely.
to read how much you're going to put in there. You need a little measuring cup to measure this math. So all of it is tied together to that. So this
Absolutely.
is so you encourage them to continue school no matter where they're going to go.
Absolutely. And Santa, I'm actually still in school myself.
Oh.
I'm actually going back to school to get my master's degree in special education. And so my brain is getting bigger by the day. And but more importantly, I'm learning about information I didn't know about before I started school again. I think it's really important to try new things and to read and to explore, because then we learn more about ourselves through that exploration.
Yes. Over there, here in the North Pole, all the elves has to go to school.
Oh.
Yes, they need to learn how to build. They need to learn how to work as a team. They need to learn how to, construct, read the diagrams to build.
Yeah.
So they go. So not just because you say you don't want to be working in Santa's workshop, it's going to work. No, they need to finish school. They need to
Yeah.
graduate. They need to get a diploma.
Yeah.
So they
Santa, do the elves, do they do computer classes as well? Because has the North Pole become digital, or is the North Pole?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
We have computer classes there too.
That's
Sometimes
good.
Santa has to go in there, sneak in and learn a little bit.
They're your teachers. I like that.
You know, another question is, you know
Yeah.
how kids they feel when the teacher says, you know, do you have any questions?
hmm
And even the student didn't actually understood the lesson or whatever the teacher was saying, and they feel shy. They feel like if I raise my hand, they're gonna the rest of my friends they're gonna look at me.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't understand. Oh my goodness, what's wrong with him? So to all those children that they feel like that, what would you say?
Oh gosh. Well, for one, that's very relatable, Santa. I know there's many times where I feel shy and intimidated and I don't want to ask a question because I get worried that people are going to judge what I've asked. Or they might already know the answer, and why don't I know the answer? So I think it's cliche, but I would say there's no bad question, right? I think that if you feel it in your heart and in your brain that you want to ask a question, I encourage you to try and to ask. The likelihood of someone else in the room having that same question is really high. So if you ask, then you can open a door for others to feel encouraged to ask questions as well. And so it makes it special. When you're brave, I think it shows other people to be brave as well.
Oh, that's wonderful. So in other
Yeah.
words, don't be afraid to answer a question because it's for the good of you. Because if you didn't understand it, you need to understand what the teacher's talking about, or
Yeah.
sometimes when your parents tell you something and you don't understand what they told you, make sure you say, "Excuse me, can you repeat that, or can
Mhm.
you say again because I really didn't understand that."
Yes. And teachers, we love questions. We think questions are great. You know, we don't, as much as we love to talk, we we also love when other people bring information into a conversation, and those questions can sometimes help us as teachers understand where our students are and to understand where we can do a better job of explaining information.
Oh yes, thank you,
Yeah,
thank you. So our little
absolutely.
friends are catching all this. Oh yes, okay. Now I'm going to ask all the questions when I go back
All
to
the
school.
questions. Yes.
Another one that it was brought up when I visited the school is like sometimes the children, that well you experience that when they said it's time to you return or bring your homework, that you
Mhm.
finish your homework, but some they didn't finish it because they didn't understand it, or they didn't finish because they say, you know what, I'll finish in school, or why do I need to finish homework when
Mhm.
I'm learning in school? Well, what is homework for? Or like I said, but sometimes they really don't understand homework, but they're
Yeah.
afraid to say it. But they don't say that. They say, oh, I forgot, or the my cat eat
Oh,
the homework.
well, actually said I have a dog here. This is Coca. And
Oh,
she has a history of eating people's homework.
oh.
So, yes.
So
Right,
so
Coca?
some so
Yeah.
sometimes it's true then.
Sometimes it is true. Yes, dogs love homework specifically. um, yeah, that's a great question. There's a lot of layers to that question. There's a big debate, Santa, at schools about whether teachers should even give homework, right? And we feel as teachers that everyone's house is different, everyone's home life is different. And we recognize that we have a lot of hardworking parents, and we have students that, gosh, after they're done with school, they're going to sports and they're going to all these amazing places. And sometimes they don't have time to complete their homework. And so we recognize that there are exceptions and things that can get in the way of us finishing our homework. But we still see the value in homework because it's practice. It's giving our students an opportunity to do those math problems again, or to work on their writing, or to get their ideas on paper. And so there's a lot of value in homework. But I will say, when you're at home, not everyone has someone who can help them with their homework. And so it can be really challenging and a struggle for students. And that's when we get the lovely excuses of my dog ate my homework. Because the likelihood is that the student was just really struggling, right? So I would encourage students to bring their concerns to their teacher and to say, hey, I really didn't understand this last night. It was really hard. Can you reteach me this information? And I think that would be again, an awesome opportunity for the teacher to understand that the student might need more time and more support on how to learn something. And I would also note, Santa, there's a lot of really great resources out there that can help with homework. There are, if you're learning your multiplication tables, right? There are games that you can play that will help you remember and recall the information. You can use a multiplication chart. There's technology nowadays that we didn't have when we were kids. And so, no, definitely not. So I would say to definitely lean into those resources and to ask questions and be brave, and to know that homework's important, but it's not the end all be all. But it is always important to practice, right, Santa? Because if we do something once, we're not going to be experts, but the more we do it, the better we become at that.
And Miss Wright, and that's true. Practice makes perfect. Like that's like everything else. Athletes, they practice so
Yes.
they can be who they want to be. Singers, they practice singing so they can be a fantastic singers.
Yes.
And movie stars, they practice their role so they can be perfect when they're in the camera. And the more you practice, the better you get. And
Yes.
it's not because it's always good. Even if you say, well, no, but it's good to practice. Like me, I practice a lot.
Yes.
And
And
you know
that's
why
why
I
you're
practice?
so
Because
awesome.
Mrs. Claus tells me, you better practice. You better get stuff ready.
She's very organized. She wants to keep you on top of your A game.
I
Yeah,
know.
absolutely.
Another question. Sometimes it, it's important when children arrive at home and to tell the loved ones, parents, grandparents, how did they go? How was school that day? And
Mm,
you know, so they can have the communication. Like explain to them about my day was mom, dad, grandpa, grandma, whoever's there, they're watching them. Explain to them that the importance of how was school. It was great. I have a little problem over here. Things like that.
yeah. I'm going to take a water break, Santa, and then I'm going to
Oh,
answer that question, because
yes.
that is a really good question.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Mm,
Oh boy.
yes.
Oh, Santa, that's a good one. I think first, to start off, we're all human beings, and I think human beings are very relational. We love to communicate. We love to feel not alone, and we love to feel like someone is listening to us because they care. And I think that when we go to school for like 6 or 7 hours a day, that's a long time, and then to come home to our loved ones and to tell them about our day and to express ourselves and tell them stories of maybe something that went really, really well. And then also maybe talk about something that, could have been better. Or maybe if you are having a problem, that's a great place to bring your problem to, is somewhere where you feel safe with like loved ones and family members. So that way you guys can work as a team to work through those problems. I definitely think that when we keep things to ourselves, it oftentimes does not end well, right? Because we're keeping it on our heart. And I think that a lot of times it's best that we bring it to the attention of people that we love and trust. And so talking about our day is really important. I know when I come home, Santa, I do like to be alone for a little bit, after being around people all day long. But then I love to sit and talk with my husband. And I like to talk about our day and maybe tell him what's going really well, and then maybe work through some problems and have that dialogue. I'm sure you do the same thing with Mrs. Claus, right, Santa? Yeah. Work though. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
She's always asked me, so dear, how was your day, dear? You don't want to know, dear.
Yeah, that naughty list, you got to keep an eye on the naughty list, and that's a big responsibility.
You know, and this is really true. You know, you need to make sure you always bring this out and share it with your family and make sure you tell your teacher same thing. You know, today I have some little issue in school. I didn't listen to this. I didn't understand really well, or something that happened in the playground, something happened at recess, or something happened at lunchtime, or something.
Mhm.
Always is better to tell. It's
Yes.
it's it's it will feel better, and then they will understand you, and you can you can enjoy your day and enjoy school, knowing that somebody there, somewhere there, teachers, parents, they're there to help you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wisdom, Santa. Wisdom is really important. And adults have wisdom because they're older than us. They've lived and experienced things that maybe children haven't. So look to them for wisdom. And I think it's really powerful.
And to to children, you know how important it is for children to ask questions, to participate in the classroom.
Oh gosh. Participation is huge. And again, it helps everyone. It helps the teacher. It helps our peers. Um, Participation helps our brains think and process information. I think that what's really cool about school nowadays is that it is more interactive, right? I don't know about you, Santa, but when I was in school, we oftentimes had to sit, by ourselves with our own personal space, and we kind of had to keep to ourselves. But learning, we've learned over the years that learning is so much more powerful when it's collaborative and when we participate with one another. And so it's really important that we share our ideas and that we work together, because what I might have a strength in, you might have a weakness in, and together we can make the best team. And I think that's really powerful. So yeah, participation is really important.
Yes, I believe so. It's because you when you participate, you get a feeling that you're part of the classroom.
Mhm.
Even participation, even any kind of participation, a little bit, it makes you feel good. You know, oh, I did this. Oh, I participate in this, and help you
Absolutely.
to grow. So when you go to the next, next grade or next grade, you're going to feel the confidence that you
Yes.
can participate. That you don't feel like, oh, I don't know how to say this, or I don't know how to do this, because you already started doing all that.
Yeah, I think getting involved, Santa, is super powerful. If your school offers you to learn an instrument, it might seem scary and intimidating, but learning an instrument it's another language, right? It's really powerful. Doing a sport for the first time, or joining a club, or finding other people that have the same interests as you and trying new things. I know some schools that have talent shows, for example. Being a part of a talent show, those are all really cool experiences that help shape us and make us who we are as we grow. Yeah.
And one more thing, why
Yeah.
reading is so important.
Oh, reading. Very
Yeah.
important.
And
Very
visiting your like your
important.
school library or your public library, it's a because okay, now it's like a lot of children, they're like,
Uh-huh.
and they really don't appreciate the value of a good story in a book.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're really lucky to have technology. I think it's opened a lot of doors, actually, Santa, for students that might not learn or read the same as you and I, or I think we all have our learning differences and preferences. I know for me, Santa, I love to listen to a good story.
Really?
And so, yeah, so at the library, there is a thing called Libby, and you can get library books, but they're in the form of audio, so you actually get to listen to your books. So I'm still getting the story, but the way my brain works is I have a really hard time just sitting and reading a book traditionally. I can do it, but my preference is to listen, and so I do Libby. However, going to the library is magical. there are different like sections in the library. And I know you had a librarian recently, correct?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
she's amazing. I know her personally. She's fabulous. And yeah, when you go to the library, they put everything in categories so you can figure out what interests you. So if you really like a good mystery, you can literally go to a section that's all about mystery. And if you love science or other languages, or if you want to learn about how the microwave was built, you could find that at the library. Everything is there and organized for you to access, and it's super fun. Yeah, so I highly encourage students to go to the library, whether it's at their school or if it's in their communities. And again, if you're, someone who just prefers to listen, there are so many awesome alternatives out there for reading books and being an active reader. Yeah.
Miss Swaim, me myself, Santa, my Claus tells me, "Oh, did you read this, dear?" I said, "Does it have pictures in there?" No, no.
We love pictures, Santa. Yeah, visuals.
And
They're
you know what?
important.
I can imagine when I see the pictures about any kind of story, whatever. I imagine the story already without reading it. That's me. But
Yeah,
like you said, important is about audio. Probably if I listen to the story instead of reading it with no pictures, I will understand better. I'm gonna try
possibly. Yeah,
that. Next time my
you
school says,
should.
I have a book for you, but no pictures. I say, you know what? I'm gonna try it and I'm gonna see.
Yes, absolutely. And you can build toys, Santa, while you listen to your book. It's great.
Oh, that's a
Highly
good idea.
recommend it. Yes, multitask. Yes.
Um, I know that a lot of schools they have certain rules, not rules, but to tell children to behave or to make sure they tell them every day, hey, make sure you be good, make sure you do this, make sure you do this.
Mhm.
They announce it like every day in the morning or something. Do you guys have that?
Yeah, our school actually has 3 specific rules, and I know every school's is different, but our school's is be respectful, be responsible, and be safe. And we remind our students of this every single day, because we find that those are like the 3 most important things to do. And if you can follow those 3 rules, everything else happens as well. For example, being respectful, right? Using kind words, listening to your teacher, listening to the adults in your environment, and being respectful is very important. Being responsible, Santa. So bringing our homework, bringing your materials to school, taking accountability for your actions is very responsible. And then lastly, being safe, right? The playground is a tough place, Santa. Let me tell you, it is high and there are just children everywhere and it can become really unsafe. So we like to make sure that our students practice safety directions. For example, no running, right? Because you could accidentally run into a friend or a peer. One at a time down the slide, because going too many people down the slide is just a recipe for disaster. So yeah, there's just little rules. Those 3 things really help support, I think, all rules going forward. And so
Oh,
those
that's
are our
oh
3.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Yes. Like over here we have rules too.
Oh,
Make
good.
sure you clean your workshop table so nobody gets in
Mm,
an accident.
yes. Yes. Do you have Legos in the North Pole, Santa?
Yes, we do.
I hear those are awful to step on. I hear they hurt a lot.
Yes, somebody, I think Tracy, probably Tracy because it says, "Hi, Miss Ryan." It says, "Audiobooks, whether you're absorbing the knowledge through your eyes or your ears, you still get experience other emotions and lessons through
Oh,
stories."
absolutely. That's very true, Tracy. Yes, I think I do know Miss Tracy. And we have a lot in common when it comes to reading. We both love to read books, but we just happen to do it differently. So, my friend Tracy, she loves a good book, Santa. She can sit on a couch and just read that book and finish it in one day. Whereas Mrs. Swaim definitely loves an audiobook while I do the chores around the house and clean up my workspace. Yeah.
But the important is, no matter what you do, audio or read books,
Hmm.
is about make sure you read.
Yes, absolutely. Stories are they've been important since the moment, are the beginning of time, right? Stories have been passed down through generations through pictures on caves and through written, scripts that have been taken and put into dozens of languages, hundreds of languages. And so stories are very powerful, Santa.
You know what? The other day, well, not the other, soon, Santa forgets things sometimes.
That's okay.
We had an author, a children's book author from Poland,
Oh, that's awesome.
and she did her book in English and Polish,
Wow.
so in two languages, and she speaks five languages.
Oh my goodness. That's amazing.
I know.
Wow. You should
Wow.
hire her for the North Pole, Santa. Yeah, she can talk to a lot of children in 5 different languages.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Another question is, how important is for children to come to school regularly?
Oh boy. It's important
That's a
for
good
a
one,
lot
huh?
of reasons. It's a good one. Yes, Santa. No, I think school is a place where kids should come, every day. Of course, if you're sick, right, Santa? I know we learned from previous experiences. It's really important that when you're ill, you stay at home, of course. But being at school is so powerful and so fun. And if you miss a day, you miss experiences, you miss lessons, you might not learn how to do a certain math problem, or you'll miss out on listening to a book that's really special. Coming to school every single day is just, it's very important. I feel silly, but that's it, Santa. It's very, very important. And your
So,
friends will miss you if you're not at school.
oh, that's true.
Yes.
So, but is any way to make up for the lesson if you were sick or for a couple of days or one day or something like that, so they don't miss that important, subject or class or whatever you
Yeah.
guys, present?
Yeah, absolutely. I think some teachers are awesome and they'll put things online. And so students can access the learning through videos or previously recorded lessons. Yeah. Or if you've been sick, your parents typically can go to the office and get, a makeup packet from the teacher so that you can review the information at home and still have participated in the lessons and information.
Oh, this is really
Yeah.
wonderful. In other words, if you're sick or you can't go for a couple of days, or your parents or your grandparents or your loved ones can stop at the school office
Yes.
and get the package so they don't miss. I mean, of course, they're going to miss, your friends and especially the teachers,
Yeah.
but they don't miss the lesson and they'll, be on top of whatever they're talking about next time he shows up.
Correct. Yeah. Very important. Yeah.
Oh, that's really wonderful. A lot of children are going, oh,
Darn it. Darn it. Don't get me wrong, Santa. We all love a good Disneyland day, but or a day to go camping, which is what Mrs. Claus is asking you to do. I know.
yes, this is going to be my first time.
That's
But you know what? I have my trusty compass, so I don't get
Oh,
lost.
very cool. You will not get lost. We need you, so please don't get lost. That
She
would
told
be
me,
really
make
bad.
sure you use it, otherwise you're going to get lost. And I'm going to get upset if you get lost.
And I loved what you said earlier, Santa. You should always ask for help and ask for direction when you feel lost.
Thank you. Yes, I know. I learned it the hard way. Uh, another question that came out with the children that I was talking about. Sometimes that parents or grandparents, they got a new job in another city, or they move to another state, and sometimes the children feel like, they're like they don't belong, and they're like, I miss my friends. Uh, I don't know anybody here. How can I connect to them? Or how do you tell those children when something like that happens, not to feel like that?
Oh, that's a tough one, Santa. I know that change, although sometimes and most of the time, change typically can be really exciting and fun, and it can lead to really beautiful things. But in the moment, Santa, change kind of is scary. It's something we don't know. We don't know how it's going to happen or how it's going to end. And so I think fear and our anxieties start to talk to us and tell us that maybe something bad's going to happen or we're going to miss our friends. And those are all very valid feelings, and I think those should definitely be acknowledged, because we don't want to lose our friends, and we don't want to leave our teachers and classmates behind. But I would encourage students to, be brave, and, know that sometimes change has to happen. It's just a part of life, but it's what we do with that change that's super important. And so having a positive attitude and going into something with a glass half full mentality of like, you know what, this does kind of, hurt, and I am kind of sad, but I'm going to make the best of the situation. And so try to make new friends and get to know your teacher, get involved in school, and, attend school regularly. And I think before they know it, they'll really find that they do belong and they are loved, and that their friends from before are still there. And now they have new friends and new experiences to look forward to.
That's very true, because I have a little friend, probably you know him, Ricky.
I do know Ricky.
You know him?
I do. He's very special. Very special.
He moved to, he went to another school, and he kept saying, Santa, I feel like I miss school. I don't want to go. I said, you know what? Give it a chance. Give it a try. But I don't know anybody. And guess what happened? He made some friends.
I bet he did.
And he loves it now. I mean, of course, he misses his old school, but he loves it now. So, like you said, give him a little chance. Be positive that everything will be okay, and do not think about, if you start thinking negative,
yes,
everything will be negative. But if you start thinking positive, even if it's kind of hard, everything will open your doors, and brighter things will be ahead of you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Another thing is, some children, English is their second language.
Mm-hmm.
And they feel sometimes they're like afraid to ask questions because they didn't understand correctly, or they don't want to talk in school or participate because they're afraid the rest of the friends, they're going to make fun of them. Oh, what do you say to those children that not to be afraid, even if your English is a little broken up, or not only English, any kind of language, broken up and stuff like that. I don't want to, be specific on language. It could be anything. So what do you say to those children?
Wow. Well, first, I think knowing another language is a superpower. I really feel that the more languages you know, yes, you have the ability to communicate with that many more people. And that is such a gift and such a blessing to your life. And I know, Santa, you travel all around the world. And so you are very blessed. You get to hear all these different types of languages. And oh my goodness, that's so cool. And I envy people that have other languages in their lives. But I also recognize that it could be really scary not speaking the language of the people you are around. I mean, gosh, that's intimidating. How do you articulate how you're feeling? How do you express, what you're learning? Those are really scary things. But I would say that the teachers from all over the world, we get trained on how to support students who are English language learners. And so we are aware that it is scary and it is intimidating, but we have learned ways that we can support our students in the classroom. Oftentimes, we try to pair them with teachers that also speak that language. And so the school that I come from, for example, I have a lot of teachers that I work with that speak other languages. And it's been really special and unique languages at that. And so we purposely pair students with teachers that we know can support them in their home language, but also giving them the gift and the opportunity to learn English in their classrooms. And we remind students that we all come from a different background. We all come from different experiences, and that we should cherish and respect those experiences, and that we should learn from one another. So if you get stuck on a word or you don't understand something, I highly encourage you to reach out to your teacher or a trusted friend that you might know, because you can teach them that word in your language and they can teach you that word in theirs. And before you know it, you're both learning new things, and it's very powerful.
Oh, you know, that's a
Yeah.
wonderful, wonderful word experience that you said right there. Make sure you reach. Don't feel afraid to ask questions that you didn't understand, because otherwise you'll be stuck and you're not going to learn.
Hmm. Yeah, my school Santa is actually really special because we have what's called dual English learn. No, I can't DLI. And so what is DLI? They're Spanish speaking classrooms for students that may or may not actually speak Spanish. So they're learning everyday knowledge, but in the language of Spanish. So as Mrs. Swaim is walking through the campus, I find students who are in these classes and I ask them, how do you say this word in Spanish? And they get really excited and they actually get to teach me how to speak Spanish, which is super powerful. Mm-hmm.
You know, Miss Wayne, you know, Santa goes, I go to elementary schools all year.
Yeah.
And when I go to classrooms, they, like you said, DLI, right?
Yeah.
And I always ask the teachers, do you want me to, tell the story in English or in Spanish? Because I don't want to assume and then I don't understand. So she said, Santa, can you do both? Oh, of
Ooh,
course, I
yes.
can do both. So I started with English, and then next to it, I started in Spanish and English,
That's
Spanish, English,
awesome.
Spanish, until I finished the story. And they, both of the kids, for the different languages, they understand it. So this is
That's
really,
awesome.
really wonderful that you guys have that.
Yes, we love it.
And let me see, I have another one.
Yeah.
Oh, how important, I know, I know that sometimes, like you said, we talked about before, parents they get really, they're working two jobs, or they get late from work, and sometimes they don't have a little time for, to help the students.
Hmm.
But how important is parents student participation? And when I say parents, I don't mean only the parents, grandparents,
Yeah.
family members, and things like that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I always tell people that the best education is, and I'm going to use a big word, Santa, but I think the best education is generalized. What do I mean by that? I mean that it happens at school and it happens at home. Because if it's just happening in one of those spaces, oftentimes it's not as powerful as it could be. And so I really encourage parents to partner with the teachers and to have a positive relationship with them so that whatever's happening at school, you can also support at home. And if you ever find that, learning a new concept is too challenging and you can't support your student, because we jokingly say that, learning has changed since we were in school, especially for us millennials. And so, because they switched to Common Core, and it can be a little challenging, Santa. It really can. And so the way we learned how to do things is different than the way that students are being taught nowadays. And there's no right or wrong way, but you have two different languages being spoken in the household. You have Common Core, and then you have the more standard version. And so I think it's really important that parents work with their children and realize that they're an expert too, and that they have a lot to give. So I think if they work collaboratively, Santa, they can really go a long way. And see a lot of growth in their students as well as parents, because I've learned a lot, Santa, from being in elementary school again. I really have. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Miss Wen, it's true, because when I went to school long time ago, like you said, it's different. So sometimes Santa sneaks in the classroom,
Yeah.
and I go like, oh, I need to go back to school.
Yes, absolutely. You're a little rusty, and that's okay. It's okay.
It's because the way they teach you now is kind of different with the way I
Mm-hmm.
learned it. I mean,
Yes.
it still ends in the same, the result is
Mhm.
the same, but
Absolutely.
it's different ways to learn it.
Yeah. And I think, Santa, going back to what I said earlier about the fact that I am a special education teacher and how I do teach students different ways to get to the same end and the same result. I think that is kind of the idea of Common Core, is that we're not just teaching our students one specific way to do something that they may not understand. Instead, we give them several different ways to express their learning, and they get to choose and have the power of choice of which version they want to do to express their learning. So it's very powerful.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
That's so wonderful. So for all my friends that had they asked my questions, you know what? I
Yeah.
think you cover everything. Oh, you know what? I forgot that
Yes.
they told me. So what happens when sometimes children have a tummy ache or they have a
Okay.
little headache or a
Oh yeah.
little runny nose or a little bleeding and stuff like that, but they're afraid to say something because sometimes they're shy or they don't want to say anything
Mhm.
because they're going to send them to school right now. They're going to send them home and they don't want to go home or some. What do you say to those children? Like to encourage them.
Yeah. I don't, tummy aches happen and headaches happen. I think as teachers, we always tell our students, "Hey, go get a drink of water or take a walk outside and get fresh air." And so we try to find a quick, simple fix to their issue. But if we really feel that they're genuinely ill, then we get to send them to our super awesome nurse that we have on campus. Yeah, I love the nurse Santa. She has like cotton balls and she has like Q-tips, and she has like what are they called? Cough drops? Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So she's got all these cool things in her office and band-aids, tons of band-aids, Santa, tons of band-aids. And so when students really need support, they'll go to the nurse and then she'll take care of them. We try not to send students home because, again, we want them to be at school. But there are some times where students they need to go home because it's what's best for their bodies. And so we encourage them to listen to their bodies and to, do what's best for themselves. But if it's a quick fix, Santa, I highly suggest going to the nurse's office because the nurse is pretty fun. Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
and, and that's you hit the nail right there because a lot of students they're afraid to go to a nurse because they're going to see the like nurse. What's wrong with you now? What are you here for? But
Yeah.
when you have a nurse that cares for you and
Mm.
it makes you feel that that you as you what you have, children will feel encouraged. If I say a little sick, well, I'm going to go to a nurse because I'm not afraid of the nurse. I'm not afraid of
Yeah.
what you're going to give me because a lot of kids are like,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
nurse is kind of mean. I don't want to go over there.
And don't get me wrong, Santa, we have what we call frequent flyers. And those are students that might go to the nurse a little too much. But you know what I feel, Santa? I feel like for students that like to go to the nurse a lot, it's probably because they just need a break. They just want to take a little step away from class. And so I always encourage them to be helpers in their classroom. So if they just have wiggles and they just want to get up and move around, maybe they can ask the teacher to help with something in the classroom, or they can raise their hand and ask for a quick walk around the building. Or I think there's different ways we can get our wiggles out besides becoming a permanent staple in the nurse's office.
Miss Wayne, you hit it right there. That's why it's important to participate. Because
Yes.
if you participate in a class, you're always going to be active. The
Yes.
teachers can say, "Can you do it? Can you do that?" "Oh yes, I'll do this." "Can you?" "Oh yeah." See, the more participation that you have, the more you want to be in school and not like, "Oh, I feel
Yeah.
sick. I got a headache. I need to go home. I'm missing this and this." Participation is the most important thing in school.
Absolutely. Yes. I agree with you, Santa.
So, Miss Swain,
Yes.
it was a pleasure having you today here.
Thank you.
You
Thank
know
you for
what?
having me.
Uh, you answered a lot of kids' questions and some of Santa's questions too.
Good. I'm glad.
Santa was out of touch of all the good things you is around there.
You're very in touch. You're doing great.
But especially for the children, that any kind of questions they have, any doubts, you're encouraging them to make sure you ask for help.
Hmm.
Parents, teachers, their communications, they're right there to help them, to make sure to grow, to be who they want to be, to
Absolutely.
get to the place, the dreams of they want to be. I want to be an astronaut. And teachers and parents and grandparents or family members, they can help them achieve the goal they have.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. I think we all learn differently, and I think that's my biggest message for all the students listening, is that we are all unique. Our brains are not the same, and even if they were, Santa, that would be a really boring world that we would live in if everyone was the same. So I encourage parents, I encourage students to learn how you learn best. What makes you feel confident in who you are as a learner, and to embrace that and to be proud of that. And if you need to stand up while listening to your teacher speak, then you stand up, of course, with permission. If you need to listen to an audiobook instead of reading it traditionally, I encourage you to do so. Or if spelling is hard for you, use speech to text, talk into the computer, and it will write down all of your awesome thoughts and ideas. And so there's no barrier too big, Santa. I think we can all grow and learn. And I'm excited for the future.
Ms. Wayne, it's very important, like you said, that learn at your pace. Do not try to rush because somebody is, how sometimes when there's a test, they're giving a test or any kind of you in school, and then you turn around and you see kids getting up and finishing, you're like, oh my goodness.
You want to rush. Yeah.
And when you rush, you make mistakes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So it's always better to, even if you're the last one, that's fine. As long as you do at your pace and you know what you're doing is correct. Instead of rushing in and making mistakes, that's the worst thing, because instead of you getting a B, or let's say an A, okay? Well, I'm pushing too much. Okay, a B.
It's okay. It's okay.
Because you rush, then that B is going to turn into a C, or it could be an F, and you're not going to be happy, and your parents are really not going to be happy.
Yeah. Oh, can you hear my dogs barking? I'm so sorry, Santa. My husband, who's also a teacher, just got home, and so they're excited to see him. Yeah, he went to soccer practice. Yeah.
That's good. So 2 teachers in the house.
Yes. 2 teachers in the house. He teaches science, though. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you learn from him a little bit, and he learns from you a little bit.
Absolutely. Yes.
Oh, that's so wonderful. That's so wonderful.
Thank you.
Ms. Swaim, you know what? It was a pleasure to have you today.
Thank you so much.
I learned so much, the things that he know. And probably the children learn a lot. Now they have confidence and to ask questions.
Absolutely.
As the parents, believe in themselves. It's no such a wrong answer or,
wrong question.
It's always good to ask questions, learn, and always important to be good to each other, to the rest of them.
Yes.
Be truthful, be honest, because honesty was who you are. Not because some of your friends are saying some things to follow them. Be who you want to be. Listen to your heart. Listen to what it's telling you. If your heart is telling you it's wrong, it's wrong.
Yes. Always be kind. Always be a good friend. Always do what's right. Because your character is very important, and it's with you for the rest of your life. So yes, absolutely.
Do you have final questions? Oh, wait. Before that, let me see if some of our friends they're watching have a question for you. Wonderful.
For me. Okay, I'm excited. Yeah. Any questions for Mrs. Swaim?
Yes, let's see. Have any questions? I have somebody's from Tijuana. She's saying, hi, Miss Tijuana.
Oh, that's so cool. Hi. Wow. I love tacos and I love all things Mexican food. So I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, her name is Martha. She said, hi, Miss Swaim from Tijuana. Ooh, hola.
Hi, Martha. Hola. Very cool.
Let's see. I have here somewhere. Let me see. But everything that you said today, I'm so happy because all the children, they're going to think twice now.
Yeah, absolutely.
About everything.
Absolutely.
So are you on vacation right now or are you still in school?
I'm on vacation.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll be, just resting for now, but hopefully by the end of July, Santa, I'm actually going to be going to the East Coast for a wedding, and I'm going to
oh,
be visiting Salem, Massachusetts, and I'm very excited. Yeah.
be careful. I heard that over there's a lot of witches over there.
I know, I know, I know. So wish me luck. Fingers crossed. I stay out of
Well,
trouble.
you know what? Have a wonderful trip, Miss Swain. And
Thank
it was
you.
nice seeing you today.
Thank you.
We had a great time. I mean, of course, probably you answered all the questions.
I did. And I just got to say, Santa, Coca got in the Christmas spirit and put on her Santa hat. So,
Oh, that's so
yeah.
wonderful.
Thank
Oh my goodness.
you. Say hi, Coca. Hi. Well, thank you, Santa, and have a great trip on your camping adventure.
Oh, yes. You know what?
Yes.
So this is my first one. So I'm going to be, like I said, screen lotion,
Yes.
water
Yes.
bag, some,
Yes.
oh,
Lots of water.
she put some snacks because she knows Santa loves.
Loves his snacks and cookies and cookies. Awesome.
And after when I finish my camping trip, I'm going to come over here and tell everybody how was it. Hopefully it went well.
That's
Santa doesn't
awesome.
want to come in with all swollen up because bees or
Be careful out there. Be careful.
this way. It was
Yes.
hold on, let me see here. I have something here.
Yeah.
Where's that? There you go. There we go. Thank you, Miss Swaim, for coming in today.
Oh, thank
We
you.
enjoyed it. Hope you can join us again
Yeah,
when
absolutely.
when you and I wish you all the luck on your school and your degree.
Thank you so much. I look forward when I graduate, we'll talk. Maybe we can do a
Oh
special
yes, yes, yes. Like, please
special
let me
show.
know, okay? And
Absolutely.
and,
Thank you,
and,
Santa.
and here is for you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Swain.
I'll
It
see
was
you.
a pleasure. Okay,
Bye,
bye.
everyone. See you later.
My dear friends, oh my goodness, what a wonderful she was, huh? She answered most of the questions that the kids had. Any question the kids had about school, participation, family, communication, how the how to approach different things, scenarios in school, and the most important thing is not to feel alone. You know, all of us, we have something inside us, something special that makes us shine. And but we need to bring it out and show that who we are. What do we have in there? What can we offer? Because all of us inside we're special and different ones on different kind of topics. Some of them could be a good speakers, a good listeners, a good writers, good athletes, a good we. Let me tell you, we're like snowflakes. None of them are the same. All of them are different, but unique, different with a value. So all of you are the same thing. Okay? So all of you are special. All of you, you're loved. All of you are unique. And always believe in yourself. Always remember, always believe in yourself. Be kind to each other. Listen to your parents, like Miss Swain said, and especially listen to your teachers. Very important, okay? Like me, I listen to Mrs. Claus. Yes, yes, yes. Otherwise, no cookies for me. So remember, my little friends, always believe in yourself. Be honest with your heart and be the best you can be. Okay? So on my trip, I'm so excited to go into my trip. And I'll when I come back, I'll tell you all about it. All about my trip. How was it? Did I had a great time? Everything that happened over there. But so remember, if you guys want to ask your parents to send a question, like some of our friends did today, they're wonderful questions. You can. please send it to my email. And like I said, we have jingles that source all the emails that he gets, put them in a pot. And then we had Lumi. She source all of them, nice and neat, where they go. And of course, we have Spike. He tries, okay? But let me tell you, he puts everything in a bag, a little upside down, but he still puts them in there. Well, my friends, thank you for joining today. I had a great time today with Miss Swaim. I had a great time with you, with all of you. Until next time, all right? Bye. Believe, always believe, my little friends. Bye.